and we can remodel. Now, another thing I see here that I don't like is I have some really long, funny looking triangles on the edge of my tin. We can limit our tin surface a couple different ways. So the easiest way to do it is by controlling our maximum side length. So if I set this at 20, I'm just going to turn on my triangle outlines here in my plan view so we can see what's happening. These triangles that make up the tin surface, I've told it that the maximum length of those triangle edges can be is 20 meters. Now, in this case, if I want to model a surface from these points, but I don't want to have the funny interpolation along the outside, we can create a tin boundary feature. So we could go over here, create new feature, make it a tin boundary feature, and draw in where we want the boundary to be with our mouse or with our keyboard. A faster way is going to be to go tin operations. So we've got a tin boundary to start with, create tin boundary feature. So that shows us the feature that we're starting with. Now I can right click, edit insert points with mouse. So I can modify that selected feature. With my cursor's pencil, once I'm within the snap tolerance of vertices on it, it changes to the little box. I can click once to unanchor it, click again to anchor it down. Now in this case I'm not going to anchor it down because I want to delete it. So with that vertices unanchored, I'm going to click delete. And we can works to add points as well. So here I'm going to add a point. Since I'm not near vertices, when I'm in the snapping tolerance to add a point, my cursor changes to a pencil with a cross. And it's a single click to add a vertices. It's unanchored to start, and then another click to anchor it down. Excellent. So I'm going to click generate. Now in this case, if I just hit OK, actually before I do hit OK, I want to turn this on to be a tin boundary feature. And since it's on existing points, surveyed points, I'm going to make it modeled. If we want to change the symbology of it, we absolutely can. So let's just change it for the sake of changing it. So there we are. Now if I come over here, and if I don't change this maximum side length, we're getting the same results. That is saying that the maximum edge length can only be 20 meters. But in this case, since we've got a boundary, we'll turn on include all, and there's our surface. So that's looking good. Now it's not ideal, and the reason it's not ideal is these tree features that I brought in when I built my IOP, so that system settings that control how that's brought in, I told it to include the tree features in the model. And that's just a setting. It's one of the drop downs beneath above the symbology and line work, and it's include in model yes or no. So right now our tin is going to those points. It's included in the model. So we could have changed that to a no on the import, or we can do it after the fact. So I can right click, select features, and I can select features in some variety of different ways. In this case I'm going to use by name. So we have our TR. Now I could just highlight those and hit select, and we'd have all our tree features selected. Now instead of doing that, I could go in here. So if it was a really large data set and I didn't want to scroll through and find all those features, I could just type in TR. Asterisk accounts for anything that comes after TR, wildcard character, and there we are. So we've got those selected. Now we're going to turn off modeled in our properties panel. And when we remodel, we don't have tin edges going to those points. Excellent. So at this point, I'm happy with what we have displayed. I'm going to turn off my triangle outlines, just say add clutter. And we'll show another nice feature in the software.